The galaxy in turmoil. The evil Sith Emperor Palpatine revealed himself and issued Order 65. This order providing all Sith Lords with the powers that some players would consider to be unnatural. Is this the end of the galaxy as we know it?
Not with anything to say about it. I have.
Oh my god, is it finally happening? Are we getting some Clone Wars content as predicted? If you haven't already checked out my General Grievous video, you can do by hitting the link in the description below. While currently nobody over at Capital Games have said that the Clone Wars is confirmed, we do however have a lot of evidence supporting this. From the fleet rework focusing heavily on the Geonosians and the Republic starfighters. There was also a small change to the Separatist event, taking out the Resistance and replacing them with Jedi, which that definitely makes sense, but why do it now when you've had Resistance for such a long time in this event? On top of that, there is the regular reappearance of the Geonosian fleet event, similar to what we've seen with the Phoenix and Luke events prior to their Legend events. Could this all mean we're going to see further reworks to the Jedi and Separatist characters, followed by a Clone Wars territory battle skin? If you're like me and love the prequel era content, this is definitely the best time to be playing Galaxy of Heroes. So today we have Grand Master Yoda's rework. The two explanations for this is either of course the Clone Wars, or it was the 35th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. But the one question everybody could be thinking, does this mean we're gonna get Jedi Luke anytime soon? Me personally, I think the path for Jedi Luke would be a slightly different one, and especially from Grand Master Yoda, but I think that we're going to be getting a lot more Clone Wars era content. So with all that said and done, let's jump in and have a look at the brand new rework. His basic attack, ATARU, when Omega deals special damage to the target enemy and inflicts potency down for 1 turn. If that enemy has 50% or more health, Yoda gains 40% turn meter and foresight for 2 turns. If that enemy has less than 50% health, Yoda gains offense up and defense penetration for 2 turns. This attack works fantastic in the Sith Raid. If Nihilus is above 50% health, then he's going to be feeding Yoda with lots of turn meter and foresight every time that basic attack is used, whereas if Nihilus is below 50% health, every time Yoda uses his basic attack, he's going to be gaining offense up and defense penetration, which then adds up to more damage that you're able to do with a Jedi team in Phase 1. His first special ability is called MASTERSTROKE. When Omega, this deals special damage to all enemies. In addition, for each positive status effect an enemy has, Grand Master Yoda gains that effect for 3 turns. Unique status effects cannot be copied. Grand Master Yoda gains an immediate turn as long as there is one other living Jedi ally. So what we know so far is Grand Master Yoda is already a naturally fast character, so using this special ability is going to give him immediate turn, so there's no 100% turn meter there because it's an immediate effect, so you don't have to go through that coin flip of who goes next. If the other enemies or your characters have 100% turn meter, then you're free again just to use another special ability as long as a Jedi ally is present within your team. His second special ability is called Unstoppable Force, and this has a 4-turn cooldown. What this does, it deals special damage to the target enemy and removes 70% turn meter. If that enemy has less than 100% health, they are also stunned for 1 turn. Removing 70% turn meter is a hell of a lot, especially if you're wanting to use him in the Rancor now, or if you're using him in the arena, territory wars, or even if you're just wanting to throw him in territory battles. His third and final special ability is called Battle Meditation, and this has a 4-turn cooldown. When Zated, Yoda gains Tenacity up, Protection up and Foresight for 2 turns, then grants each ally every non-unique buff he has excluding Stealth and Taunt for 2 turns. Yoda grants himself plus 35% turn meter and an additional plus 10% turn meter for each other living Jedi ally. Man, I love this special ability, especially versus the Jedi Raid training teams. It's literally like buff wars, who can get the most buffs, and it's normally Yoda that wins that argument. This special ability partnered with MASTERSTROKE is really going to make your team excel with using some Jedi. If you were struggling slightly before for the Separatist Mystic event, this ATARU with this leadership is definitely going to get you through that. So let's now have a look at the reworked leadership, Grand Master's Guidance. Again, this does need to have a Zeta ability if you are wanting to get the max abilities from this leadership. When fully Zetaed, this leadership provides a plus 30% tenacity to Jedi allies. Whenever a Jedi ally resists a debuff, they gain the following: 30% turn meter, critical chance up for 2 turns, and critical damage up for 2 turns. Whenever they suffer a debuff, they gain tenacity up for 1 turn at the end of that turn. Grand Master Yoda is also immune to shock. Wow, that's such a good leader ability. For so long now, I have been playing with this leadership, trying to make it successful versus the Palpatine-led teams. The opening would normally go really well with the turn meter gain and the tenacity up at the end of each Jedi turns, but I've always found that it lost steam due to the lack of damage output. But this is no longer the case, and this is from one single Jedi rework. This takes a new meaning to buff wars. One main thing here is the crazy potential that the new Jedi or even further reworks will have with the reworked Yoda. On defense in the arena, it's currently not that great. It's still an underdog team that needs a human to move the pieces to success. This is mostly because of the rest of the Jedi behind Yoda are not that much of a threat. Of course, you have Hermit, which is great, and you also have General Kenobi, but this Jedi team still lacks its Jedi version of JTR Scion Nihilus Tria, or CLS. Once we see a power level character of that caliber within the Jedi, it's going to be guaranteed to make its place in the arena. With arena aside, this is the character you want to run in the Mystic Separatist event. This leadership is going to be great for territory wars, bringing a fresh new team to defeat the more harder defensive teams. Light side territory battles is another place you can use this character. But where the reworked Master Yoda really shines is in the Phase 1 of the Sith Raid. Because of the leadership and Nihilus with below 50% health, the attacking power is crazy with constant turn meter when using basic attacks. Be warned though, I scored a 2.7 million damage with good mods and a lot of Zetas on the team. But nevertheless, it still has a huge potential for more Jedi to be added or reworked. If you're in a guild and need an extra team to burn some high damage, this is the character you definitely want to be looking for. Using Yoda in Phase 1 is going to allow you to save some JTR teams for Phase 2. Overall, I am loving this rework, a little saddened that Yoda still does not have a unique. But I am extremely excited to see what happens next. There is also the possibility of Yoda's Starfighter to be added. So much Clone Wars content this game can dive into. I am really ecstatic to see how it all unfolds. So what is your thoughts on Yoda? Do you agree that this is the start of the Clone Wars content? Are you excited? Then let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching today. I'm the Smithie D. May the Force be with you always.